I want to bring on someone who pretty much doesn't need any introduction, but I have to say that he's a five-time NBA champion. But we're going to disregard that tonight. It's all about the high school and college. So I think Coach Fisher was a Parkview Arts and Science Magnet High School graduate and University of Arkansas at Little Rock. So everybody, please welcome our head coach, Derek Fisher.
Natalie, appreciate the introduction. It's my high school years were so long ago. I'm glad you remembered where I went to high school because I forgot. It's been so long. Well, just first of all, thank you for taking some time tonight, and congratulations to everybody. I know it's an unusual way to receive a congratulations and what you've accomplished with what's going on with the pandemic. And I know we all kind of feel a little bit separated, but at least for right now, we're a part of this community because community and coming together doesn't necessarily require us to be physically in the same space. So here we are together right now. Congratulations to you, all you've accomplished. This is not an accident that you're right here at this time. Like there's a purpose literally to everything, good things and bad things. And all the things in life have brought you to this moment where you're on this call. Somebody has recognized you, who you are, what you represent. And many of us, including myself, whether you played basketball, coached basketball, work around sports, don't work around it, like eventually the sports part kind of wears off, right? And even for us that work for a sports organization, the quality of your person, the character of who you are, is going to take you so much farther than any kind of athletic accomplishments. I wouldn't be here if it were not for the way a lot of people that I worked with over the course of the years feel about the character and the person that I am, not just, what I accomplished in basketball. Graduating high school. Oof. As you can see, some grades there. It's been a while since I graduated high school. I can only imagine what it's like graduating high school in 2020 and everything that you have available to you. But a lot of times when you have so many things available to you, it's hard to focus and figure out what's for you, right? What's the right thing? What's the right direction? Who are the right people to hang around? I just want to encourage you to just find your own path, right? Don't try to live somebody else's life. Don't try to live somebody else's journey. We all have a reason for who we are, why we are the way we are, and you're okay just like you are, right? Don't let what other people always try to place on you and put into you, right? Feel those negative thoughts that sometimes the brain likes to have us focus on. Stay positive, stay focused on who you are, your development, your journey as a young woman, as a person. Listen to that voice on the inside that's telling you what's right and what's wrong. Usually has a pretty good feel for actually what's going on. And so thanks again for allowing me to bore you for a few minutes. If you have questions, I'm here to answer any questions you have that we can help you with. I want to be a resource and be of value to you at this time. So I'm going to shut up, stop talking, turn it back over to Nat and our host here. And then whatever that, if I can answer any questions that can be helpful, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, without a doubt. So if you guys, if you have any questions, we're gonna select two questions for Coach Fisher. So while you're getting your questions, submit them, and our staff will select two for me to ask Coach Fisher. But I do have one, Coach Fisher. You talk about kind of 2020 and them having more things and than what we had. But how did you stay focused? That transition from high school to college and then being blessed to play in the NBA. How did you stay focused during those times?
It's I think for me, I was fortunate that early in life, there was something like basketball and sport, right? The desire to be great at something is what really fueled a lot of my decision-making, right? And for me, it was basketball, but for you, anybody on this call, it could be any particular thing that today like really, really excites you, that you really would wake up every morning and do it, go to sleep at night, you're thinking about it, like whether it's art, design, fashion, sports medicine, basketball, whatever it is. But it was always wanting to keep myself in a position where basketball could not be taken away from me, right? In terms of whether I had to excel academically so that I could remain eligible in order to play basketball. So basketball was kind of that thing that kept me as close as possible, to walking that line of discipline and commitment. I still bumped my head. I still made a ton of mistakes as a young person and even as an adult, right? That's really what life is how you kind of respond to when you fall down, when you stumble, when you fail, when you make a mistake. How you respond and get back up from that is really what separates a lot of the really good people and great people. And so get ready for that as well. There'll be a lot coming at you, and you'll be able to figure it out, though.
All right, great, Coach. I think we have a question from Maria, and instead of me asking, we'll let Maria ask her question.
Okay, there's Maria right there.
Okay.
I asked any advice like towards this situation for us.
Normally when you offer somebody advice, you've maybe had the experience before, and it's so unusual for all of us in our lifetime to not have had this experience with this particular pandemic. And I think the advice that I would offer, though, right, is it won't always be COVID-19 that disrupts the normal life patterns, but there's going to be something always that just kind of comes out of nowhere. You never expected it. You never could plan for it. And it just throws you off for a little bit. And to me, and for what has worked for me, right, is to, even in the midst of like the difficulty, there was always that bigger picture, longer view of like where I saw myself going, where I knew I wanted to end up, right? That like during the course of a race, if it's a bicycle race or a race you're running with, like at some point you may stumble, you may slip, you may trip, slide on a rock or whatever. And you either have a choice to like just lay on the ground and complain that I fell off, or do you take all of the training, all the workouts you did, all the planning you had to go through to get yourself to the position to be in the race, to get up, right, to stand up, to get back on the bike and keep going towards the finish line. But not because you're trying to be first, it's because you're trying to finish your race first, right? You're the only one that can run your race. And so my advice during this time would be just keep your eyes on the fact that you have a race to run, and don't let this completely stop you from running your race. This is temporary, whether it lasts for another week or another month or however, like it's temporary. And then eventually what you see for yourself, you'll be right back into that process and just get back into it, throw yourself all the way in and go get it the same way you were before this. So don't have this, just completely have you stop and give up on the positive things ahead in life, because there's a lot of great things ahead for all of us.
Thank you.
All right, great advice. Well, thank you, Coach Fisher, for taking time out to join us tonight. We truly appreciate it. So thank you for your time. Thank you, sir.
That was easy. That was painless. I appreciate I appreciate everybody listening, and seriously, blessings to you, blessings to your family. Stay safe, stay healthy. Believe in yourself. There's going to be a lot of haters out there, no matter how much you accomplish in life. Trust me. And every time you do something great, somebody's going to try to tell you what's wrong with it. It's great. You're great. Follow that. Listen to that. And do you. All right. So thank you for allowing me to share with you.
No problem.
And see you guys soon.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Right. Appreciate it.
All right. How awesome is that to have a head coach of Los Angeles Sparks, Derek Fisher, take the time out to join you guys to say thank you. And I told you we had the support from the whole organization. But before we go to my next esteemed guest that we have on the Zoom call, is that I want to tell you, I mentioned as a 3-part series. So I want to tell you another part of the series that we're doing. It's called the Sparks Experience. Pretty much is whenever we're back at Staples Center, you guys will get two tickets to come to a game. You'll get a chance to participate in some of our fan experiences, opportunity to come down on the court, high five the players when they come out of the tunnel. And then, how many of you have ever been to a game and you've seen yourself up on the Jumbotron or your name? Well, that's going to be when we get back in Staples Center. And another exciting thing that we do is we have this thing called COO of the Day. So imagine an opportunity to sit with our president and CEO, Danita Johnson. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, I see Danita right on the Zoom call. So Danita Johnson, everybody, if Danita can wave. Danita's our president and CEO. You get an opportunity to shadow her at one of our games. So how cool is that? All right, so that's 3 things, but I have a couple more surprises. But before I do that, I want to bring on one of our fearless leaders on the team, Nneka Ogwumike from Cypress Fairbanks. I think that's the high school, but Stanford graduate. She won a state championship, I think, in high school. But most importantly, what I want to share about Nneka, she is the WNBPA Players Union president. So for those of you who've been keeping up with the WNBA, Nneka was on the front line and instrumental in helping establish a landmark collective bargaining agreement that helped triple WNBA cash compensation, but also much improved health and wellness benefits for the players in the WNBA. So I want to welcome Los Angeles Sparks 2016 WNBA MVP champion Nneka Ogwumike.
All right, cool. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see everyone, and congratulations. I'm glad that I was able to hop on this call and congratulate you guys and check in and see how you guys are doing. We have to kind of find these small wins that we can search for in this time, and I hope that you guys are excited that you've been recognized on and off the court, because off the court is definitely more important than on the court. I think that that's really how you truly, show your mark in who you are. You're never defined by how many points you score or what shot you made, but you can definitely define yourself by how you impact your community and obviously how you touch lives for you guys to be selected for this. So congratulations. For me though, thanks to Natalie for that introduction. I have to say though, I haven't always been like that type of person. Like, it took a while for me to get out of my shell, especially when I was your age. It's not easy, kind of being outside of yourself because you're still trying to figure yourself out. But what I did lean on were the mentors, the coaches, the teachers, obviously my family that supported me, supported my passions, and also kind of kept me in line. I think that understanding that you have mentors that recommended you or, nominated you for this, it's a testament to who's in your life and who's really supporting you. So that's kind of what has helped me become who I am today. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know that I play basketball, but most recently I've found my true passion in being able to be impactful in a much bigger way through my service to the WNBPA and our union. And recently we were able to sign a really major agreement that hopefully you guys will be proud of when you enter the league one day, because that's what a legacy is all about. It's not about thinking about yourself in the moment or the now. It's building towards the future. And a lot of times that's selfless because you end up making changes that won't directly affect you. But I feel like that's really a big part of what leadership is. And you all are, in one way or another, leaders if you're on this call. So I just want to congratulate you guys. And yeah, I don't know if anyone has any questions. I'm not good at talking long. Fish is really good at talking long. But
hey, you hit on some great points, Nneka, especially, with all the things that you've accomplished, and you're looking at, leading, the players, in the league. That says a lot. So for you to be shy and then wasn't in the forefront at the beginning to see where you are now, that's very, very commendable. So I know that some young ladies, I know that you guys have just maybe 1 or 2 questions for Nneka. So don't be shy. Remember how Nneka was. So now is your opportunity to kind of break out of that, tonight. If you have a question, just raise your hand and our staff will unmute you so you can ask your question. Rocio?
Yes, you're right.
Oh, all right. What's your question?
So I'm pretty sure you had like doubts or like concerns when going into your path. Like, how did you like continue? Like, even if you like doubted yourself or like people would tell you things, like how did you continue like going like through with it?
Like I feel as though this obviously manifests in people in so many different ways. For me, mine wasn't necessarily a doubt issue. Mine was more of kind of a confidence issue. I always kind of operated in a way that didn't take up so much space, but I had family and of course my sisters. They really did an amazing job of letting me know my value. My family, my parents always let us know our value and the understanding of hard work and being ready for the opportunity. And so a lot of times in the beginning, I guess we can kind of boil this down to like basketball. So for example, in the beginning, I wasn't good at basketball, but I also was never encouraged to quit anything. Now, there's a difference, in my opinion, between, quitting something and knowing when to stop. And so for me, I loved playing on a team, although I wasn't good at basketball. So I leaned on the positives of that. And so like, although I wasn't good, I loved playing with teammates and I loved enjoying that experience. And once I leaned into kind of like the intangible aspect of that, I was able to focus then on the skill work and getting better in basketball. So a lot of times when I feel as though I'm not super confident in a situation, I try to lean on the things that people can't necessarily like touch or quantify, like what makes you feel good about what you're doing. Lean on that. And then once you figure out what that is, you'll know whether it's something that you're feeling or something that you're thinking. And so that's kind of what's gotten me to this point today.
Awesome. And we have one more question. Is from Esmeralda.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so do you consider yourself a motivator? And if so, what are some tips that you can give like us girls? Because I don't know, I always thought I was a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some tips that you can give so you could become a better leader?
The first thing that I would have to say is that we kind of live in a world where things constantly have to be defined. And that can be, both positive and confusing. And so growing up, when I kept hearing captain, leader, there were certain characteristics that people used as kind of the stereotypical leader. And as I realized that I was a leader, I also understood that leadership comes in so many different ways. And so you have to know to embrace how you feel you lead. On the team right now, like, we have a leader in Chelsea who is a little bit more vocal, but I lead by example. It's not that I don't talk, but I do more by leading by what I do. And I feel as though it's very contagious when I'm with teammates and I see them working hard. It makes me want to work hard. But then when you have everybody's different leadership styles, you can kind of come together and see, our uniqueness really makes things, so much more cohesive than we thought. And there's never, in my opinion, one designated leader, because everyone always brings something different to the table. So you just have to really find out like what you do best and like how you're able to kind of influence people with what you do best in the most positive way to make people great. And once you do that, you're going to realize kind of what your leadership style is, because it's going to feel very comfortable and you're going to feel very confident. So my advice would really just to be like, don't try to be something that you're not. Really dig deep into what you feel that you truly are and impact people in that way.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nneka, for joining us tonight and really, really sharing some great little nuggets for our recent graduates. So we appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations. You guys, you have to also realize that this is a very unique time. So you shouldn't feel as though you should be too hard on yourself. You know, I think right now you have to be very gentle and patient with yourself. So I hope you're giving yourself a break a little bit at times, because, you know, it's okay. It's okay if you're not feeling normal, you know? And I just want you guys to know that it's all right, and you got to lean on each other. Oh, I think there's one more question, Natalie.
Yep. Yeah, one more question. Just saw it pop up there. All right. I think it's Lele.
Yeah, hi, my name is Michelle Gibson. I wanted to ask you, when you say you weren't good enough, what motivated you to get good, or like what motivated you to keep playing?
So for me, I guess, like, you know, when you think about basketball, you think about like what people can quantify, like what is out there that people think is what matters, you know, if it's shooting and like playing defense. But there's parts of being on a team that people just don't understand. Like, so for example, like when we're out there playing, for example, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. We have our team now, and Christy's back, Simone's on the team, we have Brittany Sykes, we have Marie Gulich, all players that were on different teams. And from the outside perspective, that's weird because they used to be the enemy. But from an inside perspective, it's not too different, because we enjoy playing the game with and against each other. And that's something that a lot of people don't get perspective about when you're not playing. So, you know, when I was playing and I wasn't good, what motivated me was playing with my friends, playing against my friends, spending time with my sisters and practicing. All of those small, like how the game made me feel is what I leaned on, rather than what it was that I was producing out there. Because if you lean too much on the production, then you're going to start defining yourself in ways that actually aren't true to who you are. So I try my best to lean on what makes me happy. Why does basketball make me happy? And a lot of times when you ask a player, even if they say, I love to win, that's not something that you can necessarily, like, you know, quantify, but there's a feeling of loving to win. And then what that player needs to do to win is kind of what brings it to life. So I really lean on, you know, how it makes me feel being on a team and making other people great and me being great.
I like that, Nneka, making other people be great. Love that. Love that. Love that. All right, let me make sure no other questions kind of last minute here. There's an opportunity. I think I just feel like there's one other burning question. Come on. One other burning question. Jasmine. Oh, you were just throwing your hair behind your ear. Okay, my bad. False call there. All right. Okay. Well, I think that's it, Nneka. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys, stay safe.
All right. You guys, we want to thank Nneka and Coach Fisher for jumping on today to congratulate you guys. But I want to give more information about the follow-up. Now, what next about that part 2 that I mentioned. But we have the post-grad Zoom discussion in regards to those interested in pursuing a career in sports management. And then for those who are not in the sports management careers, I think it'll be cool to understand what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, this is an in-depth opportunity for you to learn about every position there is in the WNBA within our front office. So Rusha Brown, who's our Director of Community Relations and Youth Sports, and Heather, who's our Senior Manager of Community Relations, they will be following up to provide more information on our Zoom discussion with our staff, okay? Now I have something written down here, surprise. Oh, okay. Now I'm able to tell what the other surprise is. All right, so all of you guys will receive in the mail a Sparks swag bag. So when you think about a swag bag, yep, you're gonna get a Sparks t-shirt. Well, maybe not this one, but a Sparks t-shirt. You also will get some other little Sparks goodies. But we are so excited that we're able to send all of you, and you'll get the information on how to receive this, a Fire, I wish I had a fire emojis right now, a Fire HD8 tablet from Amazon Alexis. I know you're on mute, but I need to see some crazy faces like going out of control, like you've hit that last shot. You know, how cool is that? How cool is that? All right, the biggest smiles of the day. All right, just give away something. That's how we get the smiles. All right. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations to you all. You all deserve it. And you guys, you should commend your coaches and those on your staff who really supported you to join us for the Hats Off series. So through these pandemics, I just want you guys to know that your determination and willingness to continue through these times, you had to persevere. I know there were times where like, man, no prom, no graduation, what am I going to do? And as you can see, it wasn't the end of the world because you guys have your heads held up high, you're smiling, and you're ready for that next step in that journey in your career. So I just want you guys to know that you survived one of the toughest times. You survived one of the toughest times that we get through this pandemic pandemic together. So any other obstacles that come your way, you're going to be able to handle it. You will be able to handle it. So I want to say congrats again. I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes, and that is, to give anything less than your best is a sacrifice to give. You all are blessed with many talents. You all are blessed with many talents. So please always give your best. Give 100% in whatever you do. And remember what Coach talked about, just surrounding yourself with positive people. What NECA said about being authentic and true to who you are. You are a captain, you are a leader, and we look forward to supporting you on your journey. So we'll see you on the part 2 of our series of our Zoom discussion about career and sports. Can't wait to see you guys. Stay safe and stay healthy.